2025. It is 7 o'clock. We appreciate everyone being here this evening. We're going to have an invocation, start out with the invocation, a moment of silence. Then we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to call upon Commissioner Simmons to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And if you're able to stand for a moment of silence, please feel free to, and then we'll have our pledge. Commissioner Simmons.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Simmons. Next item on our agenda is roll call. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
Commissioner Kotarski-Smith. Here. Commissioner Lacoste.
Here.
Commissioner Lance.
Here.
Commissioner Morris.
Here.
Mayor Banky.
Here.
Commissioner Reynolds.
Present.
Commissioner O'Donnell.
Here.
Commissioner Simmons.
Here.
And Vice Mayor Sophia.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item on our agenda will be our proclamations and awards. We have several for tonight, and we really appreciate the request for these proclamations and awards. They really reflect some of the information that we want to get out in the community, especially, for instance, about Crime Victims' Right Week. We feel that the importance of this is just the education that we are sharing with our community. We also have two other proclamations that we'll be presenting tonight. So first of all, we're going to do proclamation for Crime Victims' Rights Week 2025. We have Lieutenant Ryan Struck and Lieutenant Robinson, who will be supporting or representing the Victim Rights Coordinator to accept. I guess there's some other people, so come on down, everyone. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you very much for being here. We're going to stand up here, and then I would like to introduce you, and would you mind talking a little bit about some of the information?
I'd be happy to. So this week is Crime Victim Rights Week. It's a national endeavor. It started in 1981 under President Reagan, and it is a national initiative to acknowledge victims of crime in our communities. So in Calhoun County, and specifically Battle Creek, we've tailored our approach, and we have created a ribbon campaign that is unique to our city, and we've included the county as well as city colors. So it's meant to be a nonverbal acknowledgement of Crime Victim Rights Week, and also supposed to generate conversation within the community. Oh, I see you're wearing the pin, Lieutenant Gensch. Let's chat about Crime Victim Rights Week. So that is the intention. Yes, and I'd like to introduce Judy Dooley as well. Judy.
Hello, I am a victim advocate with the police department, and I've been here for probably about 3 years, but I did retire from the prosecutor's office after 33 years of service. So I've had my feet dangling in the waters for quite a long time, and I absolutely love working with the city now. And what they're doing with crime victims is just absolutely amazing, right from the incident and right on through. So I couldn't work for a better group of people.
Lieutenant, would you like to share with us? You're good. I want to say thank you very much for just bringing this to our attention. And we want to have a photo taken by Eric. And so if you guys could all put your hands on the proclamation. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next proclamation will be for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Do we have representatives of this organization here tonight? Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Looks like my dog.
Hello, I'm Amber DePoit Goodlock. I am the staff assistant manager for sexual assault services, which is part of Bronson Battle Creek. This is Chewy. He's our facility dog that also works for sexual assault services. And I will let my colleague here introduce herself.
I'm Allison. I'm the volunteer coordinator and a victim advocate as well.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for bringing your dog. It's a beautiful dog. Is that a black lab?
Black Lab Golden Retriever mix.
Very good. Thank you. I'm not going to read the proclamation, but I would like to have a picture taken so that we can put this on our website and also talk more about it during the week. And I will mention the proclamation during my mayor's report. Thank you very much, Eric. Our final proclamation is Earth Day. Do we have any representatives from the city? Thank you very much. I always enjoy this one because it encourages people to get out and clean up their yards and clean up our communities. So could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what we plan on doing for Earth Day?
Bessie Plug. I'm with the City of Battle Creek in the Environmental Department. For the last several years, we've been doing Earth Week, not just Earth Day, and it's actually spurred into kind of like Earth Month. We have a lot of volunteers in the community that show up through different times during the week and during the month to clean up part of the linear path. We have a lot of linear path here in Battle Creek, so a lot of people use it to bike and they like to clean up that area. We do have a big group at Fell Park on April 26th, so if you're free from 10 to noon, join those people at Fell Park.
Well, thank you very much. And I must tell you that there was a colonel that stopped me at the Federal Center and wanted to thank me for the way that we maintain the linear path. He goes, I even see that you've planted new trees. So just so you know, there are people that notice it. He runs every day on the linear path. So thank you very much. Next item on our agenda is Chair noting any added or deleted resolutions.
There were none,
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is petitions, communications, and reports.
and there were none.
Thank you very much. Next item on our agenda is public comment regarding any specific agenda item. If you'd like to make public comment at this time regarding any specific agenda item, please raise your hand, and we will acknowledge you to come forward to the podium. You will have 4 minutes to make your comment. Please state your name and address before beginning your comment and indicate which agenda item you are speaking to. We will have public comment at the end of the agenda for any subjects that you would like to bring forth, but these right now are just for anything that's on our agenda. Is there anyone that yes, Reese Atkins.
Good evening, Reese Atkins, 84 South 23rd Street. I will be speaking on Resolution 98, which is a Class C liquor license at 119 West Michigan, which is in the heart of downtown. I personally don't think we need another one downtown. We already have a brewery down there that serves alcohol. We have 2 restaurants that serve alcohol down there. And when you go down in through there, especially late at night, to go somewhere, it's very difficult to get down in through there because everybody's got their cars parked on the street. I can remember back when I was a kid, there was no bars, no nothing down there other than one brewing company. Let's not make downtown a alcohol area. You know, let's leave it where we got it. Let's put some peaceful thing in there that our younger kid generation can deal with, and we don't have a situation of kids going into places where they don't need to be because they're underage. Thank you.
Thank you, Reese. Any other public comment at this time? Yes, Joe.
Joe Harris, Battle Creek. What I'm about to say is actually really personal to me. It has to do with Crime Victims Week. A couple of you know what I've been through. As a father whose child was a victim of violent crime several years ago, National Crime Victims Week is very personal to me. While I know that everyone's experience with the police department and the prosecuting attorney's office is different, I want to relate to the commission the experience that my child and I had several years back, along with a couple other thoughts that I have. First, the Battle Creek Police Department officers and the detectives involved were top-notch. They fully investigated the case and were able to bring it to the prosecuting attorney's office. Prosecuting attorney's office, as well as the victims unit, were also top-notch in that they paid special attention to my child who was the victim in this crime. And when all was said and done, the perpetrator was sentenced to 6 years minimum in prison. My child has been able to take steps to heal and was able to take further steps so as to make sure that this does not happen again. I do, however, have a suggestion that next year the Battle Creek Police Department pick a different venue so as to recognize Crime Victims Week. And here's the reason why I say this. First Congregational Church yesterday, there was a sign that was put up, and I'm going to read it. Now, coming from my perspective, see how this would be taken. Attention ICE, DHS, and BCPD personnel deputized for ICE or DHS business. You are not welcome on these premises. Our clergy, staff, parishioners, and guests will not cooperate with any attempted enforcement or removal operations. You may direct your concerns to the Reverend Nate Credit, Never Nate, I can't pronounce it, at a phone number, but he will not cooperate with you either. Proverbs 25:26 says this, like a muddied spring or a polluted fountain is a righteous man who gives way before the wicked. By placing the sign on the door, First Congregational Church, in my opinion, let it be known that they don't care about crime victims. Now understand, I'm not going to lump every single person in the United States illegally as a violent criminal. That would be irresponsible of me to do. However, by posting this statement, this particular venue, let it be known that they're essentially going to protect potential violent criminals, such as rapists, murderers, pedophiles, and the like, who might be in the country illegally. And I will tell you, as a dad whose child went through all this, no, that's not acceptable. No matter what your stance on immigration is, that's not acceptable. Now understand, I don't fault the Battle Creek Police Department. I'm sure they didn't know that sign was going to be there. I'm pretty sure it was done at the last minute.
You know, Joe, I think,
So, hang on.
no, let me just clarify. I'm not going to say anything about the subject you're discussing, but I think you're speaking at the wrong public comment.
No, sir, this has to do with the agenda of what's going on.
Which the resolution then?
It was on the agenda for the Crime Victims Week, sir. That's what it was.
All
It's
right,
on the agenda. That's
Please
why I
conclude
think-
your comments then.
All right, I will. Real quick. I'm just going to ask that next year that the venue be put in a different place.
Thank you.
That's all I'm going to say. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments at this time? Yes, Autumn Smith.
Good evening. I'll keep this short and sweet. I do appreciate the Crime Victims Week acknowledgement on here. I think it's really important that we do recognize victims of crime. I think it's also important that we acknowledge and out perpetrators of crime that cover things up, like Jim Hodsma that covered up a sexual assault, and the assailant has his picture hanging up at KCC. How's that make crime victims feel when they go to KCC? So while we're acknowledging crime victims, I think it's
Okay,
important.
Autumn, which resolution are you speaking
I'm
to?
talking about crime victims, just like Mr. Harris did. It's on the agenda.
All right, I'm going to ask you to come up, and I'll call upon you first at the end of the meeting to speak at that.
But then I won't be able to talk about what I want to talk about at the end.
Well, if you're going to talk about a resolution, give me the resolution, please.
You didn't say resolutions, you said the agenda.
All right,
All right, we'll get into semantics at another time. Thank you.
thank you for your comments. Are there any other comments at this time? Yes, John Kennefick.
John Kennefick, 234 South Avenue. Yes, I'm going to be talking about Resolution 100. Resolution 100 says this: A resolution seeking authorization to enter into a contract for a new fire apparatus from First Due Equipment Sales and Repair, Incorporated, not to exceed the amount of $703,099. I have no objection to this resolution, except that you already took out a loan for $25 million for the for the fire stations, which did not include the interest that was being paid. So the $703,000, we're paying interest that we could have paid this unit. For a Resolution 100, it would have cost no one anything. You could have put the money aside 20 years ago for the fire stations, but the non-important, non-essential services took priority. So the purpose here, and also of the fire truck system, is you also took out a loan for $2.5 million for the Kellogg Arena, included in the fire station loan bond, along with $400,000 that went just for the operating of that bond issue. So you're buying something that could have been avoided, could have already had the money, could have already had your fire stations in place, but you decided to wait to the last minute and engineer this problem in the first place. Millions of dollars thrown away, and then you're buying equipment brand new? No problem with buying equipment brand new, but why do you have to take out a loan for other things that it could have paid for that and not had the interest on it? It's poor management. I don't think anybody in the City Hall has ever taken a course on Economics 101. You don't put people in debt by taking out loans and sticking it to the taxpayers of Battle Creek. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other public comments at this time? Seeing none. Next item on our agenda is commission comment regarding meeting business.
I move for the approval of the consent agenda.
Support.
Been moved and supported to approve the consent agenda. Is there any item that a commissioner would like to have removed? Commissioner Morris, please.
I would like to pull number 98 to the regular agenda, please.
We'll pull Resolution 98 to the regular agenda. Are there any other comments on the consent agenda by the commission? Seeing none, would you please move to approve the consent agenda? The consent agenda has been approved. Next item on our agenda is resolution number 98. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
A resolution seeking approval of an application to the Liquor Control Commission for a new on-premises Class C liquor license at 119 West Michigan Avenue.
I move for the approval of Resolution 98.
Support.
Been moved and supported to approve Resolution 98. Are there any questions by the commission? Commissioner Morris.
I will be abstaining from this vote due to me being a board member of Uproot.
Thank you very much. Any other comments by the commission? Commissioner Patrick O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I've been in touch with the people that have that are going to run this. It's the Uproot Food Co-op. The reason that they need a liquor license is because they're going to be serving kibacha, and then they're not going to be serving anything else off a draft other than just a kibacha. They'll be serving wine and beer for cooking purposes, but they need to have the liquor license so they can do that for their product sales. So I just wanted to inform everybody on that. That's what they needed that.
Thank you for your knowledge. I really appreciate that, Patrick. Commissioner Carla Reynolds.
Thank you, Mayor. Commissioner Morris, what is stopping you from? Is it the Washington Heights?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I just wanted to be sure I wasn't doing something. Thank you.
Any other comments on 98?
I guess I just would like to make a comment on, we got some correspondence from some folks opposing this. This is not a drinking establishment by any means. My understanding of this Uproot Market, it's actually a food co-op, and there's going to be a deli in there, and so this would be no different than any other market that would also sell alcohol. Is my understanding correct on that?
Yeah, Commissioner, I think that some of the feedback that you received referred to a development a little bit further west along West Michigan Avenue.
Oh, okay, that wasn't this one.
as opposed to this one.
Okay, I have no problem with this one.
Okay. Seeing no more comments, let's vote on Resolution 98. Resolution 98 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 99. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
The City of Battle Creek is seeking to renew Microsoft 365 licensing. The licensing includes Microsoft Operating System software for end-user devices, Microsoft Operation Systems for servers, Microsoft 365 email, including 580 licenses, and Microsoft Office software. This resolution, if approved, authorizes a 3-year contract with Microsoft Enterprise Agreement Software from SHI International Corporation in a not-to-exceed amount of $722,354.61.
I move for the approval of Resolution 99.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 99. Are there any comments by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 99? Resolution 99 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 100.
Resolution number 79, dated February 18, 2025, approved the purchase of a new fire apparatus using the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract. The fire department needs to replace aging fleet vehicles and request authorization to use this same cooperative purchasing contract for the acquisition of another new fire apparatus. This resolution, if approved, authorizes the city to enter into a contract for a new fire apparatus from First Due Equipment Sales and Repair Incorporated in a not-to-exceed amount of $703,099.
Move for the approval of Resolution 100.
Support.
So moved and supported to approve Resolution 100. Are there any comments by the commission on Resolution 100? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 100? Resolution 100 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 101. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
A solicitation was issued March 3rd, 2025 for the 2025 Capital Preventive Maintenance Program project. This project consists of approximately 72,180 square yards of a single chip seal application and finishing application of fog seal with pavement markings to follow. Also included in this project is 18,277 lane miles of overbank crack fill on major and local streets located in the city of Battle Creek. This resolution, if approved, accepts a bid for 2025 Capital Preventive Maintenance Program project from Pavement Maintenance Systems, LLC, in an estimated amount of $340,806.78 with unit prices prevailing. The city manager or their designee is also authorized to approve change orders for up to 10% in aggregate for city-initiated and pre-approved changes for unforeseen field conditions that are not itemized in the contract.
Move for the approval of Resolution 101.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 101. Are there any comments by the commission on 101? Commissioner Simmons.
Yeah, I'll be voting against this. I think I've made it clear in the past. I think our chip seal program, while noble in its goal of preserving the life of our roads to extend them between complete resurfacing, has been mismanaged over the last few years to the point of that it's little more than it has been a little more than painting our roads black. It hasn't seemed to, and I like to always point out Watkins Road, when they did that a couple of years back, almost immediately, big slabs of the chip seal were coming up, and there never seems to be any recourse as far as us going back on the contractors. There should be some mechanism for us to hold them accountable, and for some reason, that has not been done. So until I see us and our contractors managing these projects with the chip seal better, I'll continue to vote no on these. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments on 101? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 101? Resolution 101 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 102. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
A solicitation was issued March 4th, 2025 for the 2025 Rehabilitation Program project. This project consists of the milling and paving of approximately 68,000 square yards of local streets, 31 ADA sidewalk ramp upgrades, 1,000 square yards of concrete pavement removal and replacement at the city's wastewater treatment plant, 1,400 square yards of asphalt replacement at Battle Creek Executive Airport, and parking lot striping. This resolution, if approved, accepts the lowest responsible bid for 2025 Rehabilitation Program project from Lakeland Asphalt Corporation in an estimated amount of $870,564.60 with unit prices prevailing. The city manager or designee is also authorized to approve change orders for up to 10% in aggregate for city-initiated and pre-approved changes for unforeseen field conditions that are not itemized in the contract.
Move for the approval of Resolution 102.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 102. Are there any comments by the Commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 102? Resolution 102 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 103. Madam Clerk?
This resolution, if approved, authorizes the interim city manager to enter into an agreement with DocuPet Corporation to facilitate online licensing of animals.
Move for the approval of Resolution 103.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 103. Are there any comments by the Commission? Commissioner Simmons.
So when we initiated this contract with DocuPet, I want to say back 2000, my first term back in 2017-18, the hope was to drastically increase the amount of people who actually register their pets. It was something abysmal, like 4%. I guess my question to staff is, has that improved? And if not, why are we wasting our time with this? Why do we not let the county, and the county has, with our previous treasurer, I had a conversation, they indicated they would happily take that over from us and we wouldn't have to worry about that. So can you address that, please?
Yeah, I'm going to ask the chief if he could comment.
Certainly, I don't have the exact percentage of the increase. The issue is that if the county takes over licensing, there's a fee that's generated to help offset costs within the animal shelter, which is maintained at a nonprofit here within the city of Battle Creek. Currently, Calhoun County has one animal control officer, and that they partner with the current animal control program within the city, and their requirements and when they respond and ultimately intervene in animal control issues differs drastically from what we do here in the city. This is the system in place is a much more user-friendly for the citizens of Battle Creek, and it also allows us to have much more and better tracking when it comes to animal licensing. So it's better than where we were. It's not to where we want to be, but continuing along with the system allows us to be, hopefully to get better and achieve some of the additional data that we would like to see in the future.
In the future, I would like to see this data. I'm going to vote no on this because we've talked about this before. When this first came up, we were very optimistic that this would work. It doesn't seem to, with the lack of data, I just have nothing to base an informed decision on. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments by the Commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 103? Resolution 103 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 104. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
This resolution sets a closed session immediately following commission comments at the regular city commission meeting on Tuesday, April 8, 2025, in room 302A, Battle Creek, Michigan, regarding a legal matter.
Move for the approval of Resolution 104.
Support.
Been moved and supported to approve Resolution 104, and I'm going to call upon the Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I would move to amend Resolution 104 to add discussion about the city manager search as permitted by Section 8(1)(f) of the Open Meetings Act, which allows for closed session to review and consider the contents of an application for appointment to a public office.
Support.
Commissioner LaCrosse has supported. Are there any questions or discussion on Resolution 104 and the amendment that Commissioner Vice Mayor has suggested? Did you get everything? Thank you. All right, so let's first vote on the amendment to the motion. And now, is there any further discussion on Resolution 104? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 104?
Just one second. It's not allowing me to add another motion, but I can do a verbal voice call if you want. Okay. Commissioner Kasarski-Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner LaCosse?
Yes.
Commissioner Lance?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Mayor Banky?
Yes.
Commissioner Reynolds?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Donnell?
Yes.
Commissioner Simmons?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sophia?
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution 104 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is general public comment. If you'd like to make general public comment regarding matters over which the City Commission has control, please raise your hand and wait for me or us to acknowledge you, then come forward to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes to make your comment. Please state your name and address before making your comment. Joe, did you want to go first, or?
Was it Autumn was first?
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Autumn Smith, Battle Creek. I'm going to speak about the water situation at Verona Wellfield. The TTHMs that you guys announced sent the letter out March 21st. It doesn't give much calm to the citizens when you openly admit that there's elevated toxins in the water levels, and then you're saying, don't worry, but it may cause cancer, may cause nervous issues, may cause neurological issues, could be harmful to pregnant women, babies, infants, immunocompromised people, and you give the laundry list of problems it could cause and no remedy or solution to fixing that. We're just supposed to rest assured that all's good and well. Also, whose genius idea was it to drill on a Superfund site? That place has been contaminated, and my understanding is we're dropping wells in there just so we can provide 2.5 million gallons of water to the CCP battery plant over in Marshall, Michigan. And look at the risk it's putting the community in right now. I've reported it to the EPA. I think some other people have reported it to the EPA. But what say you, knowing that this is going on and there's been just no, you can't boil the water because of the TTHMs. What they are is they don't just get out through boiling water. So we're still being charged our full water bill to be poisoned by our community, by our government, and there's no remedy, no timeline when this will be fixed or anything. We're just supposed to rest assured these toxins are totally safe for you. Do you guys forget what happened in Flint? Do you guys forget what happened with Enbridge? It's the same song and dance, and you guys are reading from the same script, and you guys are buying the same bull crap. And I can't believe that that you guys are okay with it. Nobody's come out and said anything about there'll be a reduction in your water or providing filters or bottled water or anything like that. Also, just to piggyback on resolution about the dog license. The problem that I see with that is you guys are turning a right into a privilege. People have a right to own a pet, and they shouldn't be charged a fee for doing that. Anytime the government institutes a fee, you are turning a right into a privilege, and that is wrong. And I think it's dumb when, like they said, they have a county thing, which is dumb on a county level, but to have multi-layers of people taking away your rights is even stupider, if you ask me. With that, I'm done.
Thank you for your comments. Joe, are you ready now? Okay.
First of all, I want you guys to understand, I wasn't trying to make waves or anything. I go to a lot of public meetings, and when the agenda portion comes up, depending on where you go, it means different things. When I go to, let's first say if I go to Emmett, it's everything. So I apologize if that caused any issues. That's my deal there. So just really quick, I'm not going to get too involved with what I was saying before, but I think you all get my point, what I said in regards to that. I don't blame the BCPD. I'm sure they had no idea that that sign was going to be there. You know, just as a dad who had a child go through the trauma and the stuff that they went through, and then to have a venue that advocates for a policy that potentially protects criminals, that's my opinion. That's hypocritical, and it doesn't go along with the whole thing. Really quick in regard to the water, I'm not going to belabor that too much, but I'm one of those individuals who could be labeled a health concern. There's a few of you that know about my medical issues, and I've already put a text into my doctor. I have to be very careful with myself in regard to what I take in. I have certain conditions that I have to look out for. So I'll find an answer. As for me personally, right now, I'm drinking the bottled water. That's the best I can do until I get an answer otherwise. I will go along with the fact that there are individuals such as myself that may not be able to drink this water. So what's the remedy for that? What kind of suggestions is the city going to give to the individuals on what they can do if they have health issues and where they can't? You know, my opinion is that this is something that could have been prevented. It's my understanding that this is caused by overchlorination. And if that's the case, why was that done? I would hope that there will be an investigation as to why, so that we can not have it happen again. And I'll just close with this. And I might be wrong, but years ago, before Battle Creek annexed Battle Creek Township, boy, there's a name you don't hear, there was a bunch of wells over here toward the airport, and those were capped off. And I'm wondering if maybe possibly we could look into those to see if those can be tapped into. Just a thought. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any? Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. City Council, this is my first opportunity, my first time to speak here. My name is Joe Dybel. My wife and I live on 119 Grand Castle out by Beetle Lake. We moved from Chicago about 4 years ago, and shortly thereafter, our daughter and her husband moved to Battle Creek. They moved from out of state. They moved from she's a traveling nurse. They live on Washington Street, right downtown. So they moved into their home in December of 2021. So it was about 2 months ago, and my daughter was going through her tax returns, getting ready to prepare her taxes. And out of sheer luck, one of the pieces of paper dropped on the floor. Her son picked it up, handed it to her, and the last page said that she was responsible for city income tax. After digging into this a little bit, they were responsible for 2022, 2023, and 2024 taxes, which I have now paid for her on her behalf. It's like $2,400. I don't disagree with the income tax, with the city income tax, But they moved here in December of 2021. There was never any notification, never at the closing, which is not required to disclose, never by any letter, communication, phone call, bulletin, notice, nothing that the city of Battle Creek assessed a 1% income tax. And nobody can give me an answer on that. So again, I'm not disagreeing with the city assessing it, but I'm bringing to your attention the fact that nobody is being notified of this when they move in from out of state, which is going to be more and more. And so she's responsible. She said, Dad, I need to pay this. I immediately went to the bank. I got a cashier's check, paid it for her because I don't want her to get penalized anymore. But she had to pay several $100s in interest on something that she didn't even know she owed. So I think the city needs to look at how it's notifying residents that they owe this. And she worked for Bronson in Battle Creek. She worked for an organization at Bronson Hospital in Battle Creek. She now works in Kalamazoo for Bronson. And nobody notified her through her employment. She went to H&R Block, had her taxes done the first year, notification. So again, I'm just bringing this to your attention because I think there needs to be better notice for people coming in from out of town.
Thank you very much for your comments. Appreciate it. Yes, Damon Brown?
Good evening. My name is Damon Brown, president of Rise Corp., located at 235 North Avenue here in Battle Creek. I come to you today or tonight not just as the head of a nonprofit, but as a resident, a neighbor, and a partner. A partner who has worked relentlessly to uplift this city, especially during its hardest moments. Since the beginning of the pandemic, Rise Corp has been on the front lines. We've delivered food, provided resources, and shown up when people needed us most. When ARPA funds were awarded, we saw that as a way to expand that impact. Not for our benefit, but for the benefit of Battle Creek. We didn't hoard those dollars. We spent them directly in the community, where they belong. We were awarded $547,071. Different line items in regards to how to distribute those funds out. One of the line items was food. A bulk of the money went to food. Another line item was administrative cost. During the period of this process, we were given the money for the food to be able to buy food and work from that budget. We were also told anytime we wanted to get administrative costs and things like that, we were to submit receipts to be reimbursed for those costs. We did that. When we did that, we were told by city officials to use money that we had on hand for the food to cover those administrative costs, which we didn't think was right, because we were again told that we would be reimbursed based on the receipts, and that money would come out of the line item for administrative costs, not to use food money to cover administrative costs. Again, we were told by city officials to temporarily use food assistance funds to cover administrative costs with the promise of reimbursement, or at least to be credited towards the food. We followed those instructions. We submitted receipts for $27,662.80 worth.
Damon, your time's up. I'm very sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, we're looking to be reimbursed for our money. The city owes us over $42,000.
All right, Damon, you're done. Thank you very much. Are there any other public comments at this time? Yes, sir, right here in front.
My name is Matthew Kahn. My mailing address is 120 Grove Street. I'm homeless. I'm a long-haul traveler. This is my hometown. I've been in every major city of this country. I've experienced homelessness everywhere. I'd like to congratulate the Battle Creek City on its proactive approach to trying to help the homeless get housed. However, I fall through the cracks everywhere I go. I'm the smile guy. Smile is contagious. Pass it on. Here's one for free. It's on me. Everybody knows me. I fly signs to Southwest Capitol and Columbia Court, and I can't believe I recognize so many faces here. Thank you for helping me if you have. I've been trying to work with the people here to get housed again. I've cleared my warrants here, done my time. I've, in the past, represented the opposite side of the field, the criminal section. I have ideas, rehabilitative ideas that could help homelessness here as well. I'm interested in joining any conversations. I have many ideas. I think that it's possible that we could get criminals to create business plans, to transform their criminality into legitimate businesses. And I think that they could do important things in the community as far as weaning the addicts, to get them on rehabilitative programs like methadone and Vyvanse, Adderall, amphetamine. But what is the cure for the cocaine? What is the drug that you put them on legally? Because in America, we don't quit doing drugs. We just get the legal version through a doctor. Who by chance is, who addicted me at 8 to Ritalin? And why I'm predisposed to methamphetamine addiction. I wake up every day trying very hard to not do it. And today, I succeeded. Today's a good day. Maybe not tomorrow. Thanks for putting up with me and helping me to get my license back. I like that program, driver's rehabilitation. God only could have made that happen. Something I conceived years ago. The only way I'd ever get my license back. A judge says, "Here you go. You're gonna be a real person again." Pinocchio's happy. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any other public comments at this time? Steve?
Steve Koch, 548 Washington. I'm going to make just 2 comments. I'm going to keep it short, real short. The potholes in this town, as you know, are ridiculous. The roads are unsafe, and I don't understand why they're not being marked. I don't understand why they're not being filled. I don't understand why law enforcement isn't, because it's a safety issue, the road commission isn't repairing or replacing those holes that are that big, by that deep, by that long, that can swallow motorcycles. I've called in several times, and they get patched. There'll be a hole here, a hole there, a hole there, and I'll mark the hole like I've done in the past, and they'll patch that hole, but they don't see that hole, they don't see that hole. What's the deal? I mean, is there a reason they only can patch one hole when there's obviously 40 of them? Go down to Roosevelt, down near the school, near the community down there. And I mean, I patched one, marked a hole that was this wide, it was this long, I measured the freaking thing, and it was that deep. Marked it with spray paint. They filled it 2 days later. I marked other ones. They patch them. Why do I have to go around and mark stuff for the city of Battle Creek to fill a hole? It makes these roads are unsafe. I don't dare ride on a motorcycle on half your roads in this town. I'll bend a rim or I'll flip a bike. And I don't know how many other people probably are worried about the same thing. That's one subject. Second subject I want to get on is water, okay? I did some research on my wonderful computer at my house and found out the pipes in front of my house were put in 1946. As far as I know, there's been no updates, been no replacement of those pipes since 1946. Those pipes were put in, and they're a 6-inch lead pipe. So now we're talking about replacing from the water tap from the road to your shutoff valve because there's lead. How about the whole road? At what point do you think we might replace the lead through the whole community, not just the little taps? So I'm just wondering, has anybody done the research to see how much lead pipe is in the main lines? I'm just wondering. So if you could get back with me or whatever, or publicly let us know, I'd appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Steve, for your comments. Are there any other public comments at this time? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Rhonda Dywell. My husband spoke earlier. It's been a rough transition to this city from out of state. The water is a huge, huge problem. Both of our grandchildren have a severe medical issue. As it is, the city will not transport them to the right hospital to get the medical care they need. And now we've got this water issue, which is just huge. I'm an occupational therapist by trade, and I know what lead does to kids. I work with those kids in therapy, and that's how I make my living. It's frightening what's happening with the lead and then with the new contaminants. So I know people are working on it, but one of the things I want you to know is that my kids called every day, multiple times a day, as did we, as did their neighbors. No one can get through on any of the resources that are provided. You just get this memo that says your water is severely compromised. You can't use it, don't use it if this, or that. But then there's no answer as to what you're supposed to do. So we've been paying a water bill, but also paying all private water. And the kids don't even bath at their home. They come to my home to bath. So I just wanted you to know that.
Thank you very much. Are there any other public comments at this time? Reese Atkins, please.
Good evening, Reese Atkins, 84 South 23rd Street. I'll make this very quickly. I just want to say thank you to the wonderful job yesterday by the Battle Creek Police Department, who responded to the corner of United Way and Van Buren Street to an accident when I was hit by a young man that wants to play on his phone instead of paying attention to his stop sign. Very well job well done. The officer that came out and spoke with us was very respectful, very courteous, didn't take up very much of my time at all, and he released me within, I would say, less than 5 minutes of the time he responded on that scene. So it was a job well done by the police department. We did not need to have any other emergency vehicles. There is, thank goodness, nobody was hurt, so it was just actually a police officer coming out to take a report. Thank you.
Thank you, Reese. Any other public comment at this time? John Kennefic, please. We're not going to do that. We're not going to distribute.
Related to that, my name is John Kennefic, 234 South Avenue. There are 9 cups over there. There are water from the city water system that I put in there. You're free to drink it if you want to. I would have preferred to distribute them to you, but we don't have the time for that. I'm about to quote from the warning by the Battle Creek Water Department. I'm quoting. This is not my opinion. Third paragraph, the city of Battle Creek, Springfield, Emmett Township water systems do not meet certain quality standard requirements. Third paragraph, we have identified a drinking water standard violation in our water system that we are actively addressing. This is not an emergency. That's the first time they say not an emergency. Next paragraph, Battle Creek, Springfield, and Emmett Township water systems exceed the standard or maximum containment level for the total of trihalomethanes. The standard of trihalomethanes is 80 parts per billion. This means that more trihalomethanes are present in the water than is allowed. That's for page 1. Now let's look at what's in the system. Site number 1, Battle Creek, it's supposed to be no more than 80 parts per billion. 150 parts per billion, almost double. Site Battle Creek number 2, 140 parts per billion. That's the maximum plus 60 parts per billion more. Springfield, 120 parts per billion. That's 1.5 times the standard. And Emmett Township is the greatest one, 170 parts per billion. That's double the standard of poisonous level. The recent rise in this, I'm going to say it, trihalomethanes, is not an emergency. Second time they say that. Some people who drink contaminated water of this type of material over many years may experience problems with their liver, kidney, or central nervous system, and may have increased risk of getting cancer. Next, no action is required unless you have severely compromised your immune system. Like you'd know that, or maybe it's a slow deterioration and you're not aware of that. An infant or an elderly. As a precaution, individuals in this group should seek advice from their healthcare providers. It's not an emergency, but it's more than double the contamination level. You tell us that it is not important and that we should listen to you and trust you. This well was contaminated by the Battle Creek public water system. You added too much of this material to the system, and you poisoned the system. I wonder how many lawsuits are going to come out of that. Thank you. Oh, by the way, you're free to drink any of that water. It did come from the Battle Creek tap system.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other comments at this time? Seeing none, are there any commission comments?
Yes, Mayor.
Yes, Commissioner O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mayor. As you were saying earlier about linear park cleanup, I also had some citizens had talked about the KCC linear path, and they were very pleased with the cleanup over there recently. So thank you, Ted and the team, for cleaning that up. And then also earlier we talked about the liquor control license for this new vending, it's a food co-op. They also are going to be doing a vendor meet if people want to be interested in viewing the building and seeing what they have for product. They said it would be April 29th down there at the end of Michigan Avenue, so you could all come down and visit. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commission comments? Not seeing any, we will recess and we'll be back after our closed session. And I'll call upon Commissioner Carla Reynolds. We'll have two resolutions, and I'll call upon Commissioner Carla Reynolds to give us the first one.
Move to approve the
Conciliation.
conciliation, okay. Agreement in the Lower Orta versus the City of Battle Creek, EEOC, case number 471-2023-01449.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve a settlement agreement. Are there any comments or questions by the commission? Seeing none, would you please signify by saying yes?
Yes.
Are there any noes?
Don't worry about it.
All right, it's unanimous then. The second resolution, Commissioner Carla Reynolds.
Move to reschedule the city manager's candidate interviews to a date to be determined and have the interim city manager review the city manager's hiring process and report back to the commission.
Support.
Been moved and supported to suspend the city manager's search at this time and to have the city manager's office report back to the city commission. Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 All those no. Show for the record is unanimous vote. Are there any other comments by the commission? Hearing none, we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much for being here.
Here we go to, All right. Lunch. She got a half day of work. I took the day off.